Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. And on today's episode, it should be a fairly quick one, but we're going to wrap up the little project Rust Bucket we started. So I got the truck finished up from the last episode. So last time you saw it, it had a really splotchy paint job on it. Not a whole lot of extra details. So I've gone through and misted it with like a light dusty to make it look like old faded paint, and it kind of blends in a lot of that little speckledy paint, so it's not as speckledy as it looked. Also finished out the wheels, gave them a little bit more color, and also dusted the tires as well. Now I know the tires are going to get messed up as we go out and drive, but it seems to be on there pretty well. Basically I hit it with the Mr. Super Clear clear flat to try to get it to bond to the tires a little bit better. I know that a friend of mine does recreations with Monster High dolls, and she uses that Mr. Super Clear to be able to, wipe the face off of a doll with some acetone, spray it with the Mr. Super Clear, and then you can basically draw the face back on it. And it allows stuff to bond to it really well, and then you seal it again with it, and it basically keeps it nice and protected. So that's what we tried to do on the wheels and tires. The bottom has gotten color on it as well. I'll bring you guys up close real quick, and then as soon as we get the up close done, we're going to head out for a quick drive with it. Alright guys, so here is the truck up close. As you can see, we kind of highlighted the rust a little bit more. So what I did was I put the misty tan color all over it, and then coated it underneath with the same coloring. And then came back with a little bit of a darker, kind of muddier looking color. Shot it on everything, especially on the bottom sides. I try not to go too heavy with the darker color up top, because you run it through the mud and you let it sit in the rain. Most of it's going to wash off, but it leaves kind of that hazy, muddy color to it. But underneath, it's much dirtier and grimier underneath. And the underneath's not perfect, and I wasn't going for perfect underneath. But I think the toolbox looks a whole lot better in the white, and it's all dirty and rusted out looking, has rust streaks coming down from it. But after I sprayed everything, all the little rust streaks on the body kind of came away. So put a little bit of rust streaking in there down from the door handle area or the mirrors and everything. And same thing on this side, just did a little bit more of the rust streaking. But, we taped the windshield off where the wipers would actually wipe. On the back, I basically took a paintbrush, and sorry it's having a hard time focusing, but I just took a paintbrush with some watered down color and just kind of splotched it on the rear window, because stuff would splash up on there and get rinsed off as you're driving. So didn't want to just spray it on. Kind of went a little heavy on the windshield. It's a little bit more frosted than I want it to look, but it's experimentation. But the front end looks really cool. Let's see if I can turn it on. But the headlights still have that nice, cool, amberish look to them and look really nice. No tail lights on this one, but the headlights kind of sell the scale look. But overall, it was a cool little experiment of a project, something neat to do, and something you guys can try. And like I said, you don't have to have super great tools for this. All this dents and scratches and stuff, if you have a soldering iron, you can just kind of pick at it and melt a little bit at a time, chip some off with the hobby knife and put little dings and dents into it with that, and then just use acrylic paints, seal it with some matte clear, paint on with some acrylic paints. Like I said, you don't have to have an airbrush. If you take and mix your tan paint with a little bit of water to get it nice and thin, you want it probably 60% water, 40% paint, or probably even maybe more than that, maybe like an 80-20. And find like a little hairspray bottle, like go to the dollar store and get those little travel hairspray bottles and mix your paint up in that, and then just mist it on from underneath and just do it real light, and just let it sit. And you may not even notice it changes color, but you don't want to put a whole lot on, because then it'll bead up and start dripping. But if you just put a little mist on, let it set, and then come back in 15 minutes, it'll all be dried up, and you'll probably see a little bit of hazing, and you can just slowly build it up with that, and then you can just barely mist some on the top. And if it looks like water beads, so be it. It's, it's been run through a mud puddle, and it has water bead splashes all over it. You could technically do it with a wash with a brush, but you're going to have a lot of streaking and stuff in it. But, just get out and play with it, especially if you have an old, beat-up body, a lot of scrapes and scars in it. Lunch boxes are great for that. They're all scarred up and stuff. Throw a little Tamiya putty into scrapes and scratches, put a primer coat on there, paint it with whatever you want, and then just start sanding through till you get a little bit of primer showing and start adding in some rust color, and then seal it with a coat of the matte clear, and you're good to go. Just have fun with it. All right, I'm going to shut up. We're going to go driving. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the quick little video of the wrap up of Project Rust Bucket. And, I think it came out really cool. It's kind of what I had envisioned in my head when I started, or when I wanted to do this. And, it just took some time to, convince myself I need to drop 50, 60 bucks on a truck to do it with. But I think it is going to be a fun one to take out every now and then, just to see something, really kind of scale looking out there driving around. But let me know down in the comments what you guys thought. And everybody out there, you guys be happy, be healthy, be safe, and catch you on the next one. Oh yeah, hit that subscribe thing down there. And the like if you got anything out of this. See ya.